Just how's that gonna work?
How's what gonna work?
Are you gonna stand it up vertical?
I don't know yet. All right, let's try this one more time, guys. Invite Chris. Invite. Oh darn. Let's try inviting Donny. And see if it works. Maybe you should pray. Maybe. Should we pray? So he's having trouble with on his Wi-Fi, I think, and it's not cooperating, which we might have to put him on speakerphone like we did with Will last week. If we have to, we have to. Así es la vida. Okay. What do we have so far? Oh. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make it happen. Gabe, Gwen, Genevieve, Chris, AP. We're still struggling connecting Donny to the feed. Oh yes, I think I got you, fam. Bring Donny on. Now you just accept. All right, I think we got it now. We're close anyway. We're super close. We're walking it in. Hey, look at that.
How's that?
We are amazing. Look how cute he is in person. Oh my gosh. I think I might pass out.
Yeah, it's good lighting.
It's very white. Either that or
The lighting?
you don't have a California tan right now, do you?
No.
Do you ever?
Right.
Are you from California?
I'm from New York.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you end up again? All right. So first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
I'm
pleasure.
Kendra.
I'm Kendra. I'm so excited right now. Fangirling out a little bit. Can't lie.
You shouldn't. Not that cool.
I shouldn't fangirl out or I shouldn't lie. So the fact of the matter is I have had nonstop requests for you to come on my show. Now, I don't know why that is. Like, I feel like 8 people watch the show. I mean, look, like there's 6 viewers right now. No one cares. And the fact of the matter is I get inboxed all the time because I think a lot of people do watch on playback. And they're like, you should have Donny O'Malley on your show. And I'm like, no one cares about me, especially Donny O'Malley. He's not met me. He doesn't know me.
I care. Stop it.
You were gracious enough to show up, and I deeply, deeply appreciate it. So thank you. All right. We are tight on time. Sorry about that. So I'll try and get you through this as quickly as I can tonight and not keep you for too long. So let's share you. We're going to share. Oops. Wrong button. Wrong button. Elsa, can you share it to our Real Kendra Middleton Williams? And try sharing it to Donny O'Malley's page if you can, to the Vet TV page, if you can do that.
Sure, you share it to mine and the Vet TV one.
So just look them up and see if you can share it to them, to his page,
Brandon,
his personal page.
Brandon, shit's about to get weird, bro.
Uh-oh. We're going to, like, crack it out the park. All right. You got your boot bands on? What does that even mean? Oh my gosh. All right.
It means you're allowed to get away with blatant and outrageous homosexuality with your boot bands on and not be gay. So
I like this. We're good. Well, no censorship tonight. I don't want you to feel like you have to be restrained unless your mother's watching or something and you need to like dial it back.
My mother has learned to just not watch what I make.
Okay, so tell us about your time in the Marine Corps and your transition out. That's been kind of the #1 topic coming up because that's what everyone wants to hear about. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I didn't join the Marines until I was 25.
Mm-hmm.
And I became an infantry officer.
Mm-hmm.
That was my dream since I was young. And then I did one deployment on the 31st MEU. Asia, or Thailand, Indonesia, Okinawa, and then we were off the coast of Japan during the tsunami. Um, and
Wow.
then yeah, I forget the name of that tsunami, but it was when the nuclear
Yeah.
reactors
Yep. When
busted,
the
right? The earthquake, all that kind of shit.
Fukushima
Um,
nuclear
yeah,
power plant melted down. First time in
so
history.
that was interesting. We got some good radiation during that month,
Yeah.
and
Are you
then
still glow in the dark?
um, I don't know, but well, actually, I'm holding back my dirty jokes.
Uh-oh. You don't have to. Let her rip.
uh, so
I might
I'll
not get
warm
it
up
for
to it.
30 seconds. I might not
Yeah.
get it for 30 seconds, but I'll try.
All right.
Let me have a translator. All right. Let's see if we can share this copy link. And I'm sharing, by
So,
the way, so I'm not ignoring you. I'm sharing to your page.
oh, no worries. Um, so what was the next thing that I did? The quick workup into Afghanistan. Went to Afghanistan. So my first time I was first pump I was a rifle platoon commander. Second time I was a weapons platoon commander, fire support team leader. So
Mm-hmm.
very fortunate. Had a very cool job. The area that I was in had IEDs everywhere, but we had there were a lot of units that took a lot of casualties to learn the hard way. And so we were fortunate in the sense that we were able to learn from prior units' mistakes and not take too many casualties. So we were very fortunate. And
Why
we
do
got to
you
do
think that they had to learn the hard way? Like, why do you think that was?
that's the way war goes.
Yeah. I mean, was it just because it was like the earlier part, or there was lack of experience there?
Yeah.
Can you attribute it to kind of one thing or two things? Yeah, you had
No,
it both.
it's just the first time all of these 2010. No, I'm sorry, 2009 was the first time that Marine units had ever been there, and so
Yeah.
late '09 through when we got there, um, these units had to learn the hard way, the way the enemy um, liked to chose to fight us, and so by the time we got there, it was we didn't have it as bad as they did. So
I got it.
so
So
that was
tell
that.
us about transitioning out, like when you separated and, came home and everything.
Um, I am not a. I had a very fortunate experience for my transition. The reason I was fortunate was because my transition was really done in Wounded Warrior Battalion, and I was never hit by enemy fire. I just kept breaking, and as soon as I came home, I had broken my ankle numerous times and never taken a day off, and so I had to have the whole thing reconstructed, and I went to Wounded Warrior Battalion. I had shoulder issues too. I had 3 surgeries while I was there, and so in that time, I took like 43 units of college classes while I was still technically an active duty Marine. 43 units in a year and a half.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
pretty heavy load for anybody that doesn't
yeah,
know.
anything that I wanted to learn, because I knew it was like, all right, I came back from uh, Afghan alive. I was told that I was not going to be able to go back to the infantry. My dream was MARSOC,
Mm-hmm.
but they wouldn't even let me back in the grunts. So
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
because of
okay,
all the
so
injuries.
yeah. So I was like, all right, you know what? Well, and I do say that, and I must caveat, because I believe you can do anything you set your mind to. I probably could have come up with a whole bunch of lies and found a way to get back in, or I could have gotten out and joined the army and tried. So I don't want to say
Yeah.
that they killed my dream. I made the decision to kill my dream because I knew I would destroy my body
Yeah, is it
even
really
further.
killing your dream? Like, knowing that you're gonna
Uh,
like wreck your life after the Marine Corps, like knowing full well that that's what you're doing, like you could reduce your quality of life significantly by destroying your body even further. Is it really? I mean, is it really a dream killer at that point? Or is it just changing course?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, 'cause that was a dream, and I'm of the mindset if I can dream it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And so I just let that one go, and then made another. And so I took classes in writing, in directing, in film production, in all aspects of film, because I knew making film was my dream.
Yeah.
And my goal was to write a whole bunch of books that were fairly short, sell them for cheap on Amazon, in ebook format, build up a following, and then use the money from my books to then turn it into shorter films, and then ultimately turn it into bigger films. That was my goal.
That was the plan.
And that was the plan. So I was working towards it. You know, I learned everything that I could about photography and digital video, photo editing, digital video editing. I bought all kinds of lighting equipment, and I was able to do everything myself.
Yeah.
You know, the technology at the time had just come out where there was all kinds of shit that I could do on my own, and so I didn't have to pay a photographer to come, thousands of dollars to do a photo shoot to market my blog. Instead, I just bought a setup that had like a green screen, black screen, white screen, and all the cloths, all the muslins, and then I had my camera connected to my phone wirelessly so that I could change all the settings on my camera and then snap the pictures without needing anyone there. So I took hundreds of pictures to market myself for my writing as an author. And then I learned how to build a website. And then before I published my book, and mind you, I had zero interest in like veteran suicide, nonprofit shit. I never wanted to start a nonprofit ever. I wanted to get super rich and then make a nonprofit and give it to someone else to run it. My brother or my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyways, then my biggest fan of my blog was a buddy from Wounded Warrior Battalion. He killed himself. And he had communicated to me that my writing meant a lot to him. And so it affected me, and I figured I had to do something. So I retweaked my book to have a message about suicide awareness and prevention. And then that led to the first Silky's hike, which then led to the creation of Irreverent Warriors. Well, that's not true. Irreverent Warriors was made before, but I decided to turn it into a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I wanted to make it like another duffel blog.
And
I
love their stuff, by the way. Like what they
I have
publish,
great stuff.
Crack me up.
Love. You know what's funny? I actually I tried out for Duffel Blog.
Oh yeah.
And the story that I used to try out, they never got back to me. I guess my email got lost in the pile, which I understand. I let people down all the time by not getting back to them, so I understand what it's like to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, it's tough. If you don't have people that are sorting through all of those things, screening them and returning messages for you, if you do everything yourself, like I so get it. I so get that. Because you want everyone you want to be tangible. You want to be reachable to the people that support you. You don't ever want to lose touch. But also there are a lot of crazies come out of the woodwork. I mean, you would believe some of the messages I get. But yeah, I understand. Probably. Because if you get lost, like a lot of awesome things I'm sure get lost, because I'll just go down and just delete, like running my hands across piano keys, just delete, because I just can't. If the first 4 are like awful, I just delete the whole thing. Like the whole 40 messages just gone for the day, because I just can't. I can't have time. Yeah. To sort through it. And it kind of stinks when, cool people or cool messages or something powerful gets lost in there. That I understand. Yeah. But okay, so let's go. Do you want to do audience question or my next question?
You're the boss. Yeah, you tell me.
Oh, I'm good. I try to keep it easy. Forrest would like to know if you want to go pedophile hunting, boss. I'll go with you, Forrest. Down to hunt down some pedophiles, track them down.
I'm scared to answer that because it might be used against me in court one day.
Yes, plausible deniability. Let's keep that going. All right. How have you found the process of launching your own format of a television or internet entertainment platform?
Torture.
Yeah.
You know, the any business, if you start large, is unbelievably challenging, regardless of the business.
Mm-hmm.
But the film business, the entertainment industry, that challenge is multiplied by a lot because there's so much uncertainty involved.
Yep.
So it's been incredibly challenging, and not to mention the nature of filmmaking is absolute torture, especially in the earlier stages, because you know, you're still learning, you're making more mistakes than you are making good decisions.
Good decisions,
And,
good product, good content.
Yeah, and the people that you work with when you're just starting out is like, you'll have a handful of people who are great, and then a whole handful of people who are not, because you're paying the bare minimum that this industry pays.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you expect? And so what ends up happening is you know, the guys who are doing one of the jobs on set are showing up fucking stoned, and they fuck your shit up. And it's like those little things add up.
Mm-hmm.
And already the second production and now the third production, it's like we finally we're refining the group of people that we want to work with and who want to work with us.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's unfortunate, you know, we let some people down when we don't want to work with them, but the quality of the day, our ability to get more shots in on one day is magnified by like probably 3 times when you have a smaller team of more competent filmmakers.
Yep.
And it's incredible. And so the whole process has been just so fucking challenging, especially because I'm the writer for at least the first 2 shows. The last show, I helped create it and then created the format. And I only wrote 1 episode, but the Braden, Greg, and Fernando wrote the whole show.
Yeah.
And moving forward, that's how it's going to be. Is I'll be focused on 1 show, and I'll have a team of people focused on another.
Yeah.
So yes, it's been. What's it like starting any business, but let alone a business in the entertainment industry is miserable. My gray hairs have like quadrupled. All my friends say I look older. I've, you know, averaged like 4 hours of sleep. I go for 2 days straight. I'll go for 36 hours straight, at least twice a week. I don't hang out with my friends anymore. I can't date anyone because
no one understands.
No woman is willing to accept the little bit of time that I can give them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's all in the hope that it turns to great success down the line.
It's so funny. I think you're succeeding already because I see it everywhere. People are asking for you. And it's not so much the view count or the shares. Like I feel like that can be manipulated so easily, and it can also be really deceptive. You know, until you're getting consistent 10 million views, then you kind of know, like, okay, well, I have a pretty consistent audience here. Apart from that, you know, you're working on subscriptions and, you know, shares and people, you know, really enjoying the content and asking for more. And in order for that to be long-term, they have to continually financially support it. I think you're more successful than maybe you're seeing because you're right in the middle of it. But that people are asking me, a random stranger, to have you, another random stranger, on my show just because they want to see you face to face. They want to see you on a personal level and ask you questions, like, and have some access to you. That's pretty telling to me that you're seeing some of this, but you're not seeing it because you're on the inside of it. You know, if you were on the outside like me, you'd see, wow, you know, it looks great. Everything looks great. Everything that I've seen and I've watched is really entertaining, super funny. Some of it I don't get. Admittedly, I wasn't military. I'm not a veteran, so I'm not going to understand all of that. I still think it's hilarious most of the time. I think you're a tremendous writer, by the way. Writer to writer. And I only write little things at a time. I do have some titles on a list or two, though, so I can see good writing when I read over it. All right. You are welcome. I don't offer that comment easily either, so there you go. What are your plans for continuing Vet TV? Like, where do you see it? 5 years, everything goes right according to your work plan, not the fuck up plan. Like, you know, you're going to have fuck ups. That's the nature of the beast. But if all goes according to the success plan, where do you see it in 5 years? Like, where's it going?
Within 5 years, we will have at least 10 different shows, all of which, ¿listo? Okay. Tenemos salir en 40.
I'm sorry, sir.
Okay.
Oh, do you have to go now?
No, 15.
Okay.
So we will have 10 different shows, and they will represent at least 6 different MOSs in the military. So our goal is for every MOS long-term to have their own show that's made for them, that we accept. We as the creators, we accept that not everyone is going to like it, but everyone who has served in that MOS will hail it as the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
And that way, everyone in the veteran community feels appreciated and feels like they're a part of what we've created.
Yeah.
And you know, it's the reason we're doing this is because there is nothing made for somebody who was a bulk fuel operator in the Army. There's no entertainment made for somebody who was in motor T, or was a mechanic, or in the air wing. You know, nothing's made for them.
Right.
And, you know, it's the grunts and the special operators that are the ones who get all the exposure. But the reality is that on a daily basis, even in an admin office, there's an insane amount of comedy. And
I imagine that's where a lot of it happens.
Yeah, well, it's everywhere. Every MOS is filled with comedy because it doesn't matter what you do, it's going to suck to some degree, and the way you deal with the suck is the joke. So, that's where we will be, and then we will have at least 2 movies, at that time, and we will have a licensing deal with Netflix, where we are basically a small production house for Netflix. They'll give us a couple $1 million to produce 5 shows and a couple movies, and they'll give us that money piecemealed, and then we renegotiate the contract after a certain number of years, and then we'll have the ability to license it to other digital distribution services, or again with Netflix. So
that'd be awesome.
That's where we'll be. We're already in the works. We're already talking to Netflix.
That's fantastic.
Forever.
It does. They all know, like all these platforms, Amazon, Netflix, they all know the game. So they know how to like seal the contracts up tight, and this is like intellectual property, and they want, you know, creative rights, and they want final say, you know, so many of those things that you may not have thought of beforehand. But like a couple of my authors have been optioned for movies or series like NBC and like big production companies, and then they start writing, or someone is assisting them to write like a screenplay, and my author will be like, no, That's not happening. That's not how that was written, and that's not how that goes. Like, you're completely changing the story. Like, well, it's for film. We're adapting. You have to adapt. And she's like, I don't have to adapt anything. I optioned. And the answer is no, you're not changing this much. So I think that bridging that gap is kind of a tough point. Do you foresee that going, pretty smoothly, or is that like what you're kind of starting to tackle now? Stories
I
that you
foresee
want to
it.
tell in your way.
Yeah, I foresee it going the way I want because
Mm-hmm.
um, it is, I am a filmmaker. I'm not just
Mm-hmm.
a writer. I'm a writer and director. So what I write, I know how to transfer it to the screen in a way that is going to move the audience in the way that I want.
Right.
And so it's not like I need to worry about my stuff getting changed because I will have proven that that I know how to make good film. I'm not optioning my stuff off to people. I'm the creator of the film. So so as long as I make good film that is profitable for them, they're not going to try to change my shit. And that's the beauty of someone like Netflix who embraces a writer like myself because I've got a unique voice. Nobody can replicate my voice, my style of humor.
For sure.
And or replicate the way I bring it to the screen.
Right.
As long as they trust me to bring my voice to the screen, they will allow me to retain creative control.
Yeah. So, Forrest Drake would like to know, what can he do to help you grow your show and your network?
First off, Forrest, thank you for offering that. We need all the help that we can get. Sharing our videos. When I read the response from people who have seen our stuff on VetTV, veterantv.tv, they are, we're creating die-hard fans because what we're making is so niche that they can't get it anywhere else. And the people we're making it for feel special because it feels like we made it just for them.
Yeah.
The problem is that getting more people to see it and to know that it exists is our challenge.
Yeah.
The best way to help us is to share everything that we have in all of the Facebook groups that you are a member of.
Yep.
And
tag your friends that it affects.
Sure.
Like, it's helpful to tag
great.
your friends that it affects. Like, if you're a friend, they're like, oh, such and such, this is so them. Tag them, share it and then tag them in it to make sure that they see it, because it is not always going to be seen if you just put it on your page. But if you share it and then you tag them, then it'll be shared to everyone that they see or everyone that they're friends with and that is on Facebook that day or whatever. Then it gets more exposure. So if you guys want to help, then you need to share and tag so that, the exposure gets out there. Because for those of you that don't know, Donny's doing pretty important work, and some people might not appreciate it because there's vulgarity, there's profanity, there's a lot of things that, bristle a lot of people's sensibilities. And, for 90% of us, it's very to hell with that. We don't care. Like, it's still funny. It's still entertaining. And for the 10% of people, this isn't for you. I do shows that are profanity-free, vulgarity-free. Will Johnson, United America First, all of his shows are profanity-free. There's a place for everyone. There's entertainment for all of you. I think that Cameron Bure and Kurt Cameron and Candace Cameron Bure just launched a Christian network. There's something for everyone. You don't have to sit in front of Donny and criticize what he's doing. This is for people that relate to it and understand it. And if you want to help him grow and help other veterans to have some relatable entertainment platform, then you should absolutely like, share, comment, and tag your friends that it affects. Tag your friends that can relate to it, because that will get the word out, because he's producing all this incredible content. And if you guys haven't watched yet, shame on all of you. If you haven't seen it, because it's hysterically funny. Do you sell t-shirts? Sorry. Do you sell t-shirts? Donny? T-shirts
Yes,
on your
ma'am.
site? All right.
On our website, veterantv.com. So there's two sites. .com is where the store resides. .tv is where all of the actual network and the shows reside.
Sweet. So veterantv.com is where you can get the t-shirts. And we're also commenting, sharing. That's how we're going to help the network grow. And I have one question from Tyler Norris in Hawaii. He is USMC. I don't have his little MOS or his unit number here, but he's one of the kids that I helped, grew up in my family and everything. So anyway, he wants your two best tips for advice about transitioning out of the Marine Corps. He's leaving in less than a year, and he wants to know what your top two tips are for resuming civilian life, and what the two top things that he needs to attack are.
For one, eliminate distractions and wasted time. Most people's distractions and wasted time comes from social media and television. Approach each day, and this is still falling under the first principle.
Don't waste time.
Approach each day as if wasted time hurts you.
Yeah.
The next is you must believe and understand that everything you want to do, someone else has done. And the way to figure out how to do what they did is on the internet, on Google and YouTube. Everything you could possibly want to know, you can find out how to do it. And it costs you nothing. If you want to take classes, if there's a good school, then absolutely go to classes. You know what my favorite thing in the world was when I was in Wounded Warrior Battalion taking classes? It was the school catalog. And I would flip through this thing and find night classes and day classes, and I'd figure out how many classes I could squeeze into my day, because it's all learning things that I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that you want to know can be taught to you through a class, in a school, through an online class, or just through watching YouTube videos and Googling things. Google is your best friend.
Yep. And reading, I just don't think people read enough anymore. I really don't. Reading is so helpful for so many things. Reading gives you words give you the ability to communicate, words give you thought, they give you knowledge, they give you power, all those things, and people they don't read anymore. And you can read stories about other people that have been through what you're going through or have gone through it, and they get pretty visceral in the telling of it. And it's very touching, and it can be helpful, but no one takes that paper book and cracks it open or downloads it on their phone. You can download it on your phone. You can sit there on your phone and read it. Why? Do it. Just do it, guys. Okay, if that's it. So if you guys have not subscribed to Veteran TV, if you are not there at subscribing yet, check it out. And then go to the Facebook page or the Instagram and check some of it out. Pick a video and share it. Figure out which of your friends it relates to and tag them in it. Do it. Help a brother out. You guys, if you do not know this platform yet, it's hysterically funny. And there are tremendous things on the horizon for this man. So, get on the right side of history, people. Come on now. Oh, my goodness. You're killing me, John. John wants to know, what's your lip of choice? I'm going to beat him.
Red man.
Red man.
I actually don't lip that often. Very rare.
Just when you're filming for effect?
Yeah, and even then, it's only some of the time is an actual real lip in there, because I'm on set, for 14 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I put it in there, I get a little buzz, and then the rest of it, it's like protein bars and other shit. I'm just grabbing whatever food I can.
Shove it in there.
Putting it in there. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm also not going to subject you to a lightning round of Plead the Fifth tonight. You've been very gracious staying with me for longer than the appointed time, and I do appreciate it. I hope you'll come back.
I absolutely will. How long is the lightning round? Because Grandma just told me no a couple minutes ago, so now I'm gonna have to convince her to get out of here.
It takes it took about 5 minutes when I did it with Will. So, and I didn't prep more than 3 questions, and I like doing 5, but I was like, oh, because I was gonna do them before we went on. But all right, we'll do it next time. How's that?
Okay, done.
Say okay. We're gonna make it really good. We're gonna
Of course.
grill you like a cheeseburger.
Hammer me. I'm used to it. Bring it.
I love it. All right, Donny, thank you so much. I so deeply appreciate you for coming on. Guys, veterantv.com/shop if you want to buy t-shirts. Veteran TV if you want to check out the network. Subscribe to it. It's a modest fee. It's not even that much. And for you veterans out there that are kind of sitting there wishy-washy and you're just watching Facebook and you're being pretty silent and you're reaching out or you're not reaching out, you know, you can take a look and see if some of this relates to you, because I'm going to guarantee you that some of it does. All right. Thank you again.
We have something for everyone.
So much. They do. You guys need to log on, check it out, share and tag. Do a man a favor. Get on the right side of history.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Donny. You have a good one. We'll see you next time, okay?
I appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
Have a good
night.
And hit the like button now. Like.
Blow it up with the fireworks. All right. Ciao. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. That was Donny O'Malley. Do you not love him? Oh, my gosh. Mind blown. I'm so excited. Donny, you're so great, and you were so gracious. Tell your abuelita gracias for her patience. I deeply, deeply appreciate her. And I'm so glad. Tootsie Rolls. Oh, yeah, good tip, John. So, everyone, check out Vet TV. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. Donny is, he's around, but he's a very busy man, as you could see, and he did take some time out of his incredibly double book schedule to sit and talk with us and give some great advice to you veterans out there. So if you're watching quietly, you haven't commented, you haven't liked, and you haven't shared, we still know you're there. I'm watching the viewer count right now, and I'm looking at the list. So reach out, check it out, share, tag, and enjoy it, you know. It's going to be awesome. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. I appreciate all of you. Your patience and your dedication are all awesome. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't share enough love with all of you for tuning in and sharing and helping us out. It's all love. Thank you, guys. Ciao. We'll see you next week.